You are all invited to experience the best jewelry on television. From estate jewelry to designer one-of-a-kind masterpieces.
Hey, welcome to my channel everyone. This is Pinnacle Trading here. So I trade stocks, options, anything from day trading, swing trading to investing. And if you want to check out my channel, I have a lot of playlists on my trading progress. I did my $1,000 challenge with options itself, and I more than doubled the account. And that was in October when we had the huge volatility in the market. I have a lot of education videos, and if you're getting into trading just recently, I have a getting started with trading playlist right here that will explain on which broker and how to get started with trading itself, and also how to join my chat room, and how to profit from market drops, and where to take entry, exit, etc. And a lot more videos on that playlist as well. And I do have some cryptocurrency, a little bit trading that I did in 2017. So let's go ahead and get started today. So I had a solid day trade win today, and I traded UGAS. That was my entry on this one at 36. I alerted that entry, and after that I did add to my position at 36.24, and then I sold its partial profits as soon as I saw it 36.51 breakout, and that was because I saw that on the VWAP breaking out, and then I sold the remaining position as it came down a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at the chart on UGAS on that one, and let's look at the trade. If you don't know what UGAS and DGAS are, they track natural gas. So you can look at /NG and you can see how natural gas plays out, and that accordingly UGAS is a bullish and a DGAS is a bearish. So I recently started trading that, and I really like it so far, and it's been working out very nicely. So let's look at UGAS, the trade, and how it played out today. So I saw this solid setup in the morning. I saw it breaking out over that VWAP and holding that, and holding over EMA nicely. So I took my entry at the beginning at that 36. As soon as I saw it break over that EMA, added a little bit more to my position, and I took profits at that 36.5 mark. And as soon as I saw it come back down, break below VWAP, I exited that position, and that was only a matter of minutes on that trade. So I took full profits at a 36.51, and the next profits at 36.25. So next trade I had was UVXY. Again, we saw market's huge gap up in the pre-market. The futures were up last night a lot, and what happened was took entry on this one at 39.55. So that was pretty much the low of the day right at the open. So looking at this trade, I got it at that 39 39.55. I waited for the consolidation and I saw the RSI and the MACD slowly curl back up and break over that VWAP on that one in the beginning of the day right there. So I took entry on that at 39.55 and add a little bit to more position, and I took all profits at 39.81 and then 39.83. This one I want to hold for the day, but I didn't know if markets were to come back down again. I'll head into S&P 500 just in a moment to look at the markets itself and to see if we're headed for a pullback, correction, or even a market crash, recession into next year. So I got that on 39.55 and it took a quick profit on that 39.88. I'll zoom in on this one. As soon as I saw that candle on this one, I got out that 39 highs on that candle at a 39.8183 right there on that candle. So got in at that 39.55, got in at that 39.88 area. And I wanted to hold this for the remaining of the day, but I didn't want to sit at my desk and just hold a position. But I could have rode this out all the way up to 45.5. So that was about a $5.5 move on that one, or sorry, a $6 move about on that one. But again, I could have held a small position, but I didn't want to stay stuck in the day, and all this was done in just 22 minutes. So you can see my last trade exited at 9:51, so 22 minutes into the day, and I ended in the green with $96 profit on that one, and I called it a day. And I headed over into my options trades, which I'll go into next. So I did take another trade in my another trading account at 39.8, and I sold about 60-70 shares on that one at 44. So I slowly trimmed out my position on that one. So I held that, I had it as a swing, and I slowly took profits as it went up, and I got out final position at around 44.2, and it did run up a little bit more, and then I was out of that position by then, and I definitely saw it cool off from there on into the rest of the day. And the next one I took profits on was my Visa puts that I had, broke even on half of them, and the remaining I took profits on those. And next, alerted at UBXY call. So that one was alerted for that June call on this one. That was a June 21st, 2019, 45 call. So this one was alerted at 5.75 in the chat room itself. So this is how the options alerts look if you aren't a part of the premium chat room. So I got an entry, I alerted this one at entry right there at 10:03 a.m. at 5.7, and ran up huge into profits on this one. It ran up all the way up to 8.75, so about $300 profit potential on this one. I alerted profits as soon as it was, I was looking for a $100 profit, and as soon as it was up to that $200, I alerted take all profits right there, and it did run up a little bit more on that one, so about $250 to $300 profit, max profit potential on that one. So that was a solid move that I saw today, and that was a nice swing trade that I did as well, and that was a solid option call that I did in the chat room today as well. And the last thing, I sold my Visa puts on that one as well. And the last thing, that was it, pretty much it for the day. I was just looking to trim out of my positions. So let's go ahead into S&P 500. So we got that huge drop on this one today, all the way. So like I said, it gapped up in pre-market. Futures were up last night, and then immediately today, what happened? We got that drop in the market. So huge drop, pretty big drop on this one in the intraday, all the way down from 281.87, opened around there. I saw that fall coming because I saw it that weave up right here. It didn't really test any higher. It didn't break 282, so that was pretty much the last week's high. I broke it over that one, so I want to see if it could break 282. It didn't right there, so that's when I alerted that UBXY calls, as that tracks the volatility. Markets came tumbling down from there on, and we saw them drop all the way down to 276.84, and then from there on we saw bounce back a little bit. But I'm going to talk about why I'm seeing a market pullback formation right here. So let's look at the 1-year chart, and I'm going to load up my different strategies on this one. So let's look at this. So we had that triple top formation. We saw the huge correction in from October, November to December. So right here in December, that was a huge drop all month. That was a big drop since decades. So after that, we saw it bottom out, consolidate around 233.76, make another fake out move, and then from then on, he made that huge rally. As soon as the new year came up, we only had about 2-3 red days for that 2 months, and slowly just kept going up and going up with no pullbacks whatsoever. But now what we're seeing here is a double top formation on this one at that 282, 283 resistance. 282 resistance right there. So what I'm seeing there is a pullback formation. Take a look at the MACD. It's curling down over here. We're also seeing the RSI test at 3 times over 70. So we're seeing in that overbought region. So let's look at the Fibonacci on this one. So let me get rid of these alerts so that they don't get confusing on the chart itself. That way you can see the Fibonacci clearly. So right here, so we're seeing that 78.6 right there at that 282 area, and what happened, it got rejected twice. So usually when we see that double rejection, same thing right here, we see a double rejection, we see that drop, double rejection and drop, we see a single rejection right there, big rejection, and then drop on that one. So I'm looking for the same test. I want to see markets test about 275 this week, and I'm looking for a test down at a 270.95 area in March itself. So a lot of things are going on in the market right now as well. So we see that a trade deal, it was last week we had solid news back to back, and right now they're pretty much saying it might not go through, it might not look very attractive, and it's pretty much a sell the news opportunity for stock investors. So that news, we had that huge tumble down on SPY today from all the way from 281.87 down to 276.84 area. So looking at that yearly chart, again, we had that huge extension, huge rally upwards, and looking for it to test at 270 by end of March. If we do get that pullback, I think 265 is a solid area for support. Since you can see right there, 265 is that 50% retracement area, and we can see that candles, the candle wicks right there. They're testing that 260, but they see a solid formation right there at that 265 area. So being that, I want to see markets test about 265 to 270 before we make the next leg up to all-time highs, or maybe 290 and get that rejection. So that's my take on my trades today, and also what I see on SPY. And right now, some other trades that I'm in are QCOM. I did trim my position on this one today, but I'll show you why I see solid setup on this one. So again, looking at this, you can see a solid support right at that 50 area, and alerted entry on this one at 51. So ever since we saw that 51 entry alert, it's been rising up slowly from there, and also see it ride that EMA upwards. So I'm looking for it to test that 50 SMA, which it did break last week and this week, and seeing that candle close above it, that's a very good sign of breaking that 50 SMA. So being that it close above, open and close above it, I'm looking for that break over 55 this week, and looking for 60 by end of March. If we can break over that 55, that should be a solid run up all the way up to that 60 area, and potentially get rejected and come back down. But that's a solid swing of about $8 to $9 per share win on that one. And next thing, looking at KO. This looks like a solid one to reverse as well. Again, seeing that same formation, we saw the drop come up a little bit and the second fake out, and then we see that run up. So look at that MACD RSI curling back upwards as well, and mainly look for that EMA, 9 EMA formation. So we want to look for the confirmation, which we are seeing right here. We're seeing it point back upwards. So as soon as you see that 46.29 break over that 200 SMA, that will be that solid confirmation of the reversal. And as soon as we break over that 50 SMA at the 47.2, that's going to be the reversal reversal breakout. That's where we see the huge gap up from there on, as investors gain confidence and pile back in even more. So those are two picks that I'm looking at right now. And again, lastly, SPY. Again, be very careful with this. We've seen that huge drops like this. Look at that red candle right there on that one. Same one right there. And same red candle right over that region right there. As soon as you see that red candle, that is where investors are going to start to be very careful. As soon as it breaks that 275 200 SMA, look for it to break below and continue down to 270 very fast. And if we do break that 270 support, that's very good, because that's where we're going to be seeing that confirmation of a breakdown and that huge pullback that I've been alerting in the chat room. And I'm looking for myself as an investor to start slowly getting back into the market and getting more entries in the market on shares. So if we do break that 270, look for that 265 break, and that's been that solid support as a right there. And right now we still have that resistance at that all-time highs. Again, going back into the Fibonacci chart that I have, again, you see that next resistance at an all-time high. So that's what's really scaring the investors and traders right now in the markets. And again, we definitely, as a long-term investor, we want to see markets go up, but it's really important to play the trend and be very careful, because many traders trade like others do and based on the chart formation and analysis. So that's why I'm showing you my Fibonacci chart and my setup and my analysis on this, because many traders think alike in the market, and whether you're bullish or bearish, there's many ways to play the market. So what I'm looking for is to markets to get rejected off this 282 area again, and then test that 61.8 and the 50%. And if we can test that 263, might go a little bit below, bounce off of 260 and come right back up. But if it does break that 260, it's pretty much in no man's land, as we don't have a gap right here. Pretty much the next support will be at the Fibonacci supports. So that's what I'm keeping track on SPY. This week I'm looking forward to test that 275 region, and by end of March I'm looking for to test that 270 support. So again, if you want to receive live trading alerts like these and be a part of the members in the chat room, make sure to head over to pinnacletrading.us. And that's where you can find the membership and information on the mentorship and the membership that I have. Also do teach traders live one-to-one mentorship, and that's where I sit down and I analyze a plan for you itself, and to see what type of trader you are, whether you want to look into day trading, swing trading, or investing, etc. I have live one-to-one mentorship, which I'll show you in a second. So these are the membership plans for the chat room itself to receive live trading alerts, investing alerts that include stocks, options, my chart analysis, and etc. And I do that by the second, so play by play. I'll alert it. I do have 6 and 12 month plans, which save you money in the long run, and also I do have the mentorship plans, which I just talked about. That's live one-to-one mentorship. You can do by the hour or the monthly, which gives you 4 sessions for the price of 3. And again, if you want to just join the chat room and check it out and see what we're about and how we're running, you can grab a 1-week free trial of the chat room if you head over to pinnacletrading.us and scroll down here and grab that 1-week free trial by clicking that join now button, or you can use the link in the description to join the chat room itself, and that'll give you access to the chat room directly. So I hope this